Right. So, today's world of quote unquote con artists by Hirohiko Araki.
Oh, yeah?
Speaking about societal evils, I think that as AI continues to spread throughout society, we're going to see an increasingly shady world filled with scammers exploiting it. I recently came across a drawing and I thought, is this something I drew? Isn't it? I was shocked to find out it was actually created by AI. When I draw manga, I add subtle personal elements to make the work uniquely mine. But this AI-generated piece even mimicked details like the way I draw eyelashes so precisely, it was almost impossible to tell it apart from my work. If it were based on my recent drawings, I'd know right away. No, I didn't draw this. On the other hand, I honestly wouldn't be able to tell the difference if it were done of my art 10 years ago, when my memory of it would be a little hazy. The more AI advances, the more this kind of thing will happen. Art reflects the times, and manga is one example of that. Seeing this world of con artists appear in manga could very well mean that we're headed for a future world dominated by fraudsters. This type of evil in today's age will undoubtedly end up impacting manga down the line. Copyright infringement by AI is also a villain that we manga artists must face. The extreme scenario is that AI-generated fakes might start being accepted as the real thing. Even as we try to protect our work, these counterfeits are becoming so accurate and sophisticated that it's no longer a fight an individual can win. Having some laws, some kind of laws would probably be the only way to regulate this. However, because we're dealing with a world of con artists, there's also a very real possibility that the laws favoring them will appear before we know it. Yeah.
Well, at least Araki is on the up and up. That feels nice.
He goes on to say, personally, I entrust my copyright management to Shueisha, which, but some manga artists are lax in managing their copyrights, leading to others using their artwork without permission or even leaking the original drawings. When I see that, I worry they might face serious trouble down the line if they don't take it more seriously. This is from last year.
This is really like the only time I want to say this, but like I grew up and as a teenager was told that me listening to a song an unauthorized way would be the downfall of society and that I would go to prison for the rest of my life, only to grow up and hear that the same people who told me that are like, yeah, I just stole every single song that's ever existed and I chopped it up. Fuck you, you little bitch. Like such bullshit. Such fucking complete garbage.
You know, you can just infinitely dive down this shitty hole, and you know, for every one of these moments where somebody pulls out a magnifying glass and goes, hey, this piece of fucking Kimberly Street Fighter 6 art is generated, fuck off with that, and then they catch it, you know, there will be suddenly dozens that won't be caught. Obviously, this is just there's no way to avoid it. It's just going to be the state of things. Now, on the plus
side, the AI industry is headed towards a cataclysmic worldwide economic crash. So we'll trade this artistic and ethical nightmare for a very real economic one within our lifetimes.
But it might be slow and terrible for a very long time.
Yeah.
And you're also dealing with the worst part of this, which is various lines that different people give a fuck or don't give a fuck about crossing. So, you know, now you have that part of it. So.
Somebody in the chat said that I said that last year. Dude, it took like a decade for the housing market to crash. Like you can, like, if you're in it, you can see it coming from really fucking far away. But that doesn't mean you can avoid it.
Yeah, I guess you know, I don't know. Like, I think we've gotten pretty good at just watching shit be shit for a long time. That eventually you can just compartmentalize that. Yeah. You know, and you know, whatever it is, as dumb as and as annoying and as bad as it gets, there's a point where you just kind of go, all right, what's happening on my front porch? What's happening out here in real life? Like, let me just.
Part of the issue with our current dystopian era is that humans were not meant to be connected into world fucking events at all.
Mm.
You were meant to be connected into the events of 1 kilometer around your body tops.
And I think it's 1,000 faces memorized.
150.
Right? Okay, something like that back in the day. Yeah, it's like the before you start fading off into stranger territory where you can't remember. But yeah, no, that's it. That's all. And so imagine then, if you would, a strategy of flooding the zone with exhausting, like nonstop every day scrolling by the worst shit ever. Yeah. So here comes Teemo!
Here comes Teemo! Oh, wow! Teemo looks really good! Wow! Yay! Teemo! I clap for Teemo.
So the Teemo trailer dropped for 2XKO, and some of the funny shit noticed was, one, I saw a chat box pop up, and I'm like, we were literally talking. I literally said that last week. That's crazy.
So that trailer is genuinely incredible. It is the shit posts trailer.
Yes.
Coup de grace.
And it turns out that Marlinpie, who also created Yasuo, created Teemo, and every time they asked for updates on how Teemo's going, Marlinpie would make a shitpost video and edit it like that and send that to the team for updates on how Teemo has been.
Yeah, let's do this as the full reveal trailer. Also, I'm familiar with Teemo to a degree, both in League and Runeterra. Wooly, you're less familiar with Teemo, but I have described him to you as an enraging, toxic piece of shit with a happy little smile. And here comes the fighting game variation of Teemo, the most toxic fucking cancer fucking fighting game character I have ever seen in my life. And every single thing he does is built to cause rage and annoyance.
And his attitude is so pure. And his
bubbly.
He's so sincere, right? As a scout. Yeah. I mean, the things you see in this trailer are all like they understood
so much,
they understood the assignment and they delivered. So one, his entire system of he's got fucking blow darts that are not a projectile, that is a special move. It's just a normal. His lights.
His jab is a 3-hit projectile.
Yeah, he just spits the shit at you from a distance. So they show you him running away and shooting blow darts and just running away and shooting blow darts. He's got his mushrooms, which he kicks at you and shovels at you, and they bounce on each other, and then they poison you. And if you're not careful, even if you're blocking or whatever, you're standing in the poison, you're getting poison damage.
And then he's got a slingshot that he fires the little rocks at various distances, but they can also bounce off the tops of the mushrooms to change their trajectory. But it can also catch on fire and light the patch of grass on fire that he left behind to teleport in. But if he sits in the patch of grass, he turns invisible. And by invisible, I mean 100% completely invisible.
If he just crouches for a couple seconds, he turns completely invisible as well. Not to mention when the grass is on fire, that it can updraft his parachute so he can ride and float in the air as he spits his little fucking shit at you.
There's a moment in the trailer that is so disgusting, and it's like the highlight, which is he puts the grass down and lights it on fire.
Yep.
Then he calls an assist.
Yep.
So Ilaoi is being pulled into the fire and is blocking it backwards because invisible Teemo is crossing her up, and then he's jumping and crossing her up again while invisible. And in the upper right corner of the screen, somebody's going, my grandma could have blocked that mix up. It's like, no, man.
Oh God, I will block this whack ass mix up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all of that, and it only came. It wasn't in the trailer initially, but then it became clear when some of the people that got to play him reported on it, and then there was the gameplay video with Marlinpie explaining the badge system, where essentially all of those special moves, all of those moves he has, if you spam them enough, they get powered up and become stronger. So the player is encouraged to spam the move aggressively and hit the opponent with them as much as they can, and they get permanently buffed for the rest of the match. So it's like Manon style with the medals.
Manon and Hakan It's like it's disgusting.
So if I blow dart at you and I blow dart you enough, then my blow dart gets better. If I pelt you with rocks and it hits you enough, my rocks get better, etc., etc. So like
Also,
I get rewarded for being a little shit.
Also, he's small, really small. He is by far the smallest character. That being said, the little tuft of hair on his hat is part of his hitbox. So he's just small enough to be annoying, but he's just tall enough to have everybody's jabs hit him.
Yes.
And, not cause all sorts of goofy nonsense for the actual way the game works.
So we have learned our lessons, and fighting games in the past have not given a fuck about character height and just went, here's Poyo the Chicken in Mace the Dark Age. Here's Servbot in Marvel 2. Or here's Yoda in Soul Calibur. And when your character can jab and it just whiffs the short character.
Ooh, it's bad.
It sucks.
It's bad.
You can't play. It's not about like character specific things anymore. It's like, no. This just sucks. The things that you're learning to do in this game are like suddenly don't apply to this one edge case because you just
That's why they show Braum, who's the tallest character in the game. His jab is getting blocked by Teemo standing because it actually hits.
So they basically explained that like the whole game is balanced around Teemo crouching. That height needs to be enough for all moves to generally work as they should. You can be small, you can be tall, and what that should do is make it so that you could get hit easier or harder from like jump-ins or things like that or so. Big bodies and small bodies.
You need grounded combos to functionally work the way they're supposed to.
Exactly. So yeah, you can't have just buttons whiffing entirely like that, But no, he looks proper annoying, and you can put all the shit together and combine them into a kit that just looks, and the interesting thing when you're watching it is that nothing is doing a ridiculous amount of damage. Everything is doing little bits of damage because he's just kind of flicking you a little bit. He's running over, he's jumping, he's popping off, and he's just...
I know he has combos that are for real, but like, nah, most of his kit is like, stay out. No, stay out.
Leave me alone.
No, stay out.
And then you tag into some other shit, and you annoy, and you annoy, and you annoy.
It's time for you to start making some mistakes.
His super assist is like he flies across the screen, just bombing mushrooms all the way across,
I think the one that really summed it up is they showed off that his assist where he shoots the blow dart twice. The blow darts are staggered so that you can like use a character like Vi to like dash through and cross them up
something
with like
up.
Weird awkward mix-ups.
Yeah. If there's a multi-hitting like beam assist or something like that, you have time to do shenanigans. Can't wait to punt that little fucker into the next.
Also, like the cut of the trailer,
screen.
like he has a parry and he gets like the red like angry dog eyes and like has a fucking Japanese taunt.
I think that was editing. I think that's
editing. Yeah, no, it is. But like the tone of this trailer is absurd.
But the parry animation being the absolute like Street Fighter parry is
absolutely
real, So
it's so silly.
And again, if you're thinking of this is a Marlinpie Designs character from the Yasuo, school, it's like he can and should effectively be able to keep and annoy and do incredible things with all of his kit once you're using it all together. But yeah, the ability to turn actually invisible is like that's a real actual nightmarish problem. Like I
so
don't
he can turn
know
actually invisible. And he also has like a zeros spin attack in the air with the spin move that hits on both sides of his body.
Yeah.
So jump straight up or jump to the right and hit air and have them fucking flip a coin to see if they hit you. Like it's ridiculous.
I'm curious to see if he's going to have lower health than the average. I'm curious to see. Essentially, is it going to be a situation where you're getting zoned out, but you have a lot of chances to get in there?
It's really impressive how they took every single button from League and turned it into something like meaningful in his kit. Like the one that I was really unclear about is the one he has his I think his Q is blinding dart, where he blinds the opponent. I'm like, how the fuck are they gonna put that into a fighting game? Oh, it's his level 3. It's his fucking level 3. It's the blinding dart is level 3, so you don't have to actually deal with blinding mechanics. It's an excuse for him to do tons of moves on you while the character's going, I can't see.
So in League he turns invisible, but like
in League he turns invisible in the bushes or if he's not moving.
Okay, but like
just like here.
Yeah. But what does it mean? But does blinding make it invisible to the person who gets hit specifically?
No, blinding fucks up their auto attacks and makes it so they can't hit their auto attacks.
Okay.
Which is insane, which is crazy in that game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Valentine needles in Skullgirls like attempted to fuck with your controls, but yeah, and then he blow darts, he mushrooms, right? He has all those. He doesn't do all those other tools, right? Like the camping stuff.
No. His kit is blinding dart, the dash, which is what his Blanca ball is. That's the Bandle dash.
Yeah.
The dart, the dash, the invisibility, and his ult is the mushroom.
Okay. And
his ult is the mushroom where you just plant them all over and make it an annoying shit stack. The difference is that I think his mushrooms go invisible as well in League. And his kit in Runeterra is that he places mushrooms on your cards.
On the cards, right.
So when you pull the card out, you're like, oh fuck, there's a fucking mushroom on here. But you can't make invisible fucking mushrooms in the fucking fighting game. That's ridiculous. So instead they make it so that he can throw the fucking things at you.
Yeah, so my understanding of the way he was described in League in particular is that like when you have a Teemo on your team or fighting against you,
annoying both ways.
Well, they're not going to win. They're going to lose, but they're going to be the most annoying thing in the process, right? Like they're just fucking around, disappearing, doing other shit, not actually playing to win the match. But it'll absolutely grind your gears.
Teemo doesn't seem to exist to kill a lot of enemies or win team fights. Teemo exists to slow down the guy in the top lane so much that they can never snowball at all.
Okay. Because I'm thinking of like Neko Arc in Melty Blood as like an absolute troll character who's full of goofy memes, but the kit she has, while she's an annoying troll character, like the kit is not 100% squarely focused on annoying you, right? Like she's a character and has goofy effects and goofy stuff going on, but this is a full-on like, no, I am just meant to do little bits of damage and you're gonna chase me and that's all there is to it. This whole match is me playing keep away, and they're showing that off in the trailer, you know?
Full like, oh, I'm gonna set up. Oh, you pushed me out of my setup. Well, I can teleport back to my setup. Like,
yeah. So, would you say like, does every character like pretty much just run the exact same way in the base game?
I think that there are some winners and losers. I think Yasuo and Teemo are like exemplars of how they should be designing characters.
I heard Alawi's really accurate too.
The fact that they're built like there's things that Yasuo can do with wind wall and projectile invulnerability that are not fair in League, that are like explicitly not fair, but it's like, well, it's part of his kit and it's like his character fantasy that apply to the wind wall in 2XKO. Well, because that's how Yasuo is.
Okay.
In League of Legends. And Teemo's like that, but I look at Braum and Braum is like a fucking failure. Like total shit failure. And I think Vi, I don't know how you would jungle up Vi, because Vi's whole kit is about jungling. And it's like, that's not really a fucking thing in a fighting game.
Well, she's boxing and getting in, I guess. I feel like Windwall, which I feel is like, situationally or matchup useful, depends. For a Teemo match is going to be incredible.
Depends if the mushroom interacts with Windwall.
I'm assuming it's the opposite because it's a projectile, maybe, I don't know. But so far it feels like a lot of people have been basically pointing out that like they're doing a pretty good job translating them and keeping it.
Alawi, Blitz, honestly, everybody but Braum.
Okay.
I played a lot more Darius than anybody else on that cast because Darius is very easy to play in League, and Darius's like feel of bullying someone feels like what it plays like in the fighting game. So
someone I saw replied to the talk about the Garen skin stuff, and they were kind of saying that like even the fact that Darius pulls you in and keeps you in, and like and threatens you by bullying you in that way, is the opposite, because Garen's moves would be about keeping you out and like
Garen
shoving you out
spins and creates a death roll around you.
Right, so there's an opposite philosophy to the moves as well, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Garen sucks.
Full on troll bits there.
Also, I feel really strongly, I go back to my own smart post from 2.5 months ago, that the 2XKO roster sucks, but if I can play Teemo and Blitz day one, it's a good game.
There you go.
Fuck yeah.
And then and in that same breakdown gameplay video too as well, they also said like, so you guys are out there saying you wanted some weirdo characters, well here they come, right? Like they're straight up in multiple places talking about the freak picks coming. You know, so cool to that.
The next character is going to be more normal. It's going to be Zed. I prefer anybody but Zed, but it's probably going to be Zed.
I'm curious.
And like, I have to admit that Zed would be a fun character in a tag game, because Zed's got Morgan duplicates. So Zed would have the ability to have 3 fucking characters on the screen at once to cross you up.
I want to know what Thresh in this art style is going to look like. That feels like it could be
awesome.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a like Hades from the Hercules Disney movie kind of effects on some of that shit, you know, like cool stylish cartooning of the glow and the fog and the fire.